would you describe its role in shaping the India biotech ecosystem?
BIRAC is an arm of Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. It's a unique body. It's the only government body which can fund startup companies directly. Biotechnology is something which requires huge capital. It requires a lot of gestation period. There are very less and less entrepreneurs, they want to take up entrepreneurship in these areas. Therefore, government thought that BIRAC can support these companies. Bioeconomy, if you talk about, we are standing at $167 billion bioeconomy. And BIRAC has created an impact through funding the incubation centers where these startups can do plug and play research.
What leadership principles guide you steering BIRAC?
Leaders are defined by few characteristics, and that's my guiding principle. BIRAC has been created as an autonomous body where these decisions can be taken. One of the guiding principles for me as a leader is to actually take decisions. If there are issues, or say my employees are facing some problems and they come to me, I must solve those problems. Otherwise, you are not a leader, according to me.
Hello everyone, welcome to IHW Podcast, the show where health meets responsibility. I am Samiksha Singh, your host for today's podcast, and today we have a guest with us, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Managing Director for BIRAC India. Welcome to IHW Podcast, sir. So my first question over to you. BIRAC has been a catalyst for biotech innovation in India, as we all know. So how would you describe its role in shaping the India biotech ecosystem?
BIRAC is an arm of Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, and it was set up in year 2012, recognizing the need for a specific entity which can fund these startup companies, which can support these startup companies and industries directly. Because it's a public money from the government side, they did not have any mechanism to fund and nurture startup companies and industries. So BIRAC was created through a cabinet approval. And in the cabinet approval, it was mentioned that this entity is being formed to nurture and support startup companies and industries. So in a way, it is a unique organization within the government structure. I'm talking about all government structure in India. It's a unique body. It's the only government body which can fund startup companies directly. And why this was created? To act as an interface between the industry and the government and the academia. Because what is happening is, we do not have a mechanism where the technologies and the products that are lying on shelf can be actually commercialized. Because many of these products that are there in the public research lab, they're sitting there, they are not being able to be transferred to the bigger industries because, there's a lot of lack between the communication. And sometimes these technologies may not be ready for commercialization. It requires entrepreneurship efforts to take this technology to forward. And that's why we have created such schemes. And it's not only the technologies that are lying on shelf in public research lab, that is one mechanism, but there are other startups and innovators who are actually creating a lot of innovative ideas and startups, and their commercializing activities. But who will support them? Because biotechnology is something which requires huge capital. It requires a lot of gestation period. It's very risky. So there are very less and less entrepreneurs, they want to take up entrepreneurship in these areas. Therefore, government thought that BIRAC can support these companies to actually make these ideas. So right from 2012, that time when BIRAC was formed, we might have less than 500 companies, maybe 300 to 400 companies. Right now, we have 10,000 companies in India, and most of them have been directly or indirectly supported through BIRAC. So this is one impact that BIRAC has really created. And this is a exponential growth. So as you can understand, if it is 10,000 now, it will become 20,000 very soon because it's an exponential growth. So this is one. The bioeconomy, if you talk about, we were around 50 million bioeconomy in 2012 as a country. And now we are standing at $167 billion bioeconomy, which is a huge jump. And BIRAC has created an impact through funding the incubation centers where these startups can do plug and play research. We have funded startup companies directly. We have funded the incubation centers to fund the startup companies. We have created fund of funds, venture capital funds mechanism to actually fund startups. So we have mapped the whole innovation ecosystem, saw where the gaps are, and created programs to to actually solve that, bridge that gap.
Yeah. So, what leadership principles guide you steering BIRAC?
It's a very important question.
Yeah.
And I think leaders are defined by few characteristics, and that's my guiding principle. First is they have to be fearless, because this is required in our country, where they can take bold actions. They can take actions which will make our country proud, but cutting across bureaucracy, uh, taking decisions. Because in India, in our country, decision making processes are sometimes, especially in government, nobody wants to take decisions, because it ultimately leads to, it is on the desk of secretary or some minister to take decisions, and sometimes it becomes very difficult. So BIRAC has been created as an autonomous body where these decisions can be taken. And one of the guiding principles for me as a leader is to actually take decisions and implement them. And second is, if there are issues, or say my employees are facing some problems and they come to me, I must solve those problems. I can't say that, okay, we'll see and dilly dally. No, it has to be clearly, the problems or the issues have to be resolved. Otherwise, you are not a leader, according to me. And the other thing about leader is the vision, and the vision, what you want to do in life, for the organization, for the country. If you don't have that vision, you cannot be leader. Leaders must have a good vision. So therefore, I think these three characteristics find is very, very important. And of course, along with the vision, there has to be your staff and employees who can actually implement those decisions, vision. So I think these are very, very important aspects of leadership.
So, since you are investing in a lot of startups, which is one startup which you have invested? Because I have heard that people invest in people, not in a startup, which is very close to your heart.
We have invested in so many startups. I won't be able to name one, because it will, it will be, people will think that I am biased. Like, this is a government body, no? So I will give you few examples which are successful, and they all are very good. One is FibroHeal. They have come up with a silk protein which has wound healing properties, and they have sold to they are already commercializing that product. They are sold to Indian Army also, and during Operation Sindoor it was used. Second company which I think has done good is Pandorum. Pandorum, we have seen as a student, they started this company, and now they are working on the lens of cornea, and they can fix it through a stem cell. They have come up with a formulation. It's in extended clinical trial that is happening. The third company which I'll say is very good is ImmunoAct, which has recently come up with the CAR T therapy for cancer. And now the second product they're launching is for pediatric patients. I mean, for children. Who are dying before 5 with this cancer. So they have actually come up with the product, next car actually. This for adult. Pediatric is in the process of getting a CDSC approval, regulatory approval. So I think these are some of the companies which I think is making waves currently.
Since you are doing a lot of work in society, so at IHW Council also we do a lot of awareness activity. So how you see that we kind of, by impacting these event or by doing some kind of awareness, is actually impacting the society?
Very well said. Actually, these are activities which create a lot of awareness in society. For example, today I was with this IHW conference and council conference, where I came to know that there are a lot of activities happening in rare diseases. Apart from government, I mean, I know rare disease because we have funded so many, projects for rare diseases, and we had some, specific niche area calls for this. But look, coming at this type of conference where I see you have created a platform for so many corporates companies to look at rare diseases. At least that panel I was talking about, it's humongous. It's very, very effective. So awareness is very important, and doing such kind of events, taking the government, calling us in such kind of deliberations will also sensitize us, government, and we can definitely take these inputs from this type of conferences to when we are creating policies, when government is creating policy, we can give the inputs. So, and BIRAC also has lot of such activities, and I think organizations like you should and government should work very closely to make sure that our shared goals and objectives are met, and we do a lot of impactful work for the country and society.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. I think very thoughtful discussion we had. So, what's your one take-home message for our audience, which you'd like to give?
See, this is the best time to do entrepreneurship, innovation. If you have any dream, that you have some idea or you have some dream to do a transformation in society, this is the best time. Why I'm saying this is the best time? Because corporates are with us now through corporate social responsibility. Government are with the grants, coming up with the grants to support that idea. We have created a full spectrum of infrastructure. Suppose if you have an idea, you want to locate into an incubation center where all the support system is there, those are available. And there's a lot of recognition available. I know that we do Global Bio India, where a lot of these startup companies are honored and awarded. And I think you also do a lot of such activities where you recognize these, change makers. So I think this is my, word to the audience today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time.